Welcome back to Sandown. Well, will it be Mark Scaife? 3 from 3. It's looking pretty good for him so far. Let's have a look at the grid. And, of course, you can check where they finished in race 2 as well as they come around to grid up. Of course, the Mobil 1 boys will start from the front row yet again. Radicic, his first top 3 finish, alongside Garth Tander, who stormed very strongly in that last one. Seaton Bright, Murphy and Faulkner.
Johnson and Perkins out of row 5. Russell Ingall alongside Cameron McLean, one of the privateers. Cam McConville and Thomas Mazera. Mark Larkham and Tony Longos, who had a broken tail shaft in heat 2.
Been a pretty impressive run from Cam McConville today. Barguana, who has had another stint of bad luck. Forbes apparently has come into the pits. Faulkner, rather, word from the ground. Crompton back in 19th from McDougall. Ashby, Noski, Wheel and Todd Kelly going backwards as the day goes on.
Yeah, Crompton's been in the wars today too. David Parsons, Chris Smurton, big field of V8s right back to John Bow on the last position of the grid. He threw a fan belt in heat 2 that damaged all the car's electrics and put him out of the race, so he's going to start right from the back.
There we go. Watch Paul Radicic in this one. We saw in race 2 his car is equally as quick, or he was doing comparable and also quicker lap times than the Mobil 1 boys, so we'll wait and see. There's the green from the back. This is the third and final race of round 6 of the Shell Championship Series. Watch car 18, the Shell Helix Falcon. If he gets a good start, it'll be on in the first corner. Away we go. Lowndes the way to
Tander, great start.
Through the middle. Here comes Garth Tander.
Oh, look, it's getting squeezed.
Radicic didn't get away to the best start. Wright has come up on him, and the door was shut very promptly for Garth Tander in the Valvoline Cummins Commodore. It is Craig Lowndes who will head the first corner.
Yeah.
Oh, DJ.
See Lowndes move across and close the door there very effectively. Garth Tander got a great start. He was the meat in the HRT sandwich until they moved across and shut the door very firmly. That puts Tander up to 3rd. Paul Radicic up into 4th. Great start.
DJ got.
Yeah, Johnson up there too. So that 2 Shell Fords having a very competitive run.
Johnson has come from 9th up into 5th, and around goes...
That's Wayne Wakefield.
Yeah, in the Baxter car, the Gary Baxter car. He's filling in for Gary, so they roar up the back straight, sorting themselves out on the opening lap. A tremendous start, as we said, by Dick Johnson. Here's your lead trio. This time it is Craig Lowndes who leads the way from Mark Scaife, Garth Tander. A slight gap back to the 2 Shell Helix cars. Great to see Dick up there.
Oh, look, Lowndes having a go there.
Certainly
side
the
by
broken
side.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that.
Scaife.
Yeah, he doesn't want to finish second today. Boy, oh boy, he's pushing his teammate pretty hard. The switchback now as Lowndes tries to get a real fast run as they come out of Simcoe turn onto the main straight. But look at Garth Tander. Sensational start off the grid. And he's sitting right up there with this leading duo.
Lowndes has effectively pulled off that move on the inside of Mark Scaife. So this is it. Here comes Scaife now. Back around the outside through Shell MasterCard. Oh, around there. Oh, why that'll get Tander through.
Hey, this is getting serious. Scaife comes back under brakes up the inside of the Valvoline Commodore. Scaife, he's got 2 wheels up on the curbs as he bounces up the inside of the young Western Australian driver, gets himself back into 2nd position. Now it's Tander in 3rd. Paul Radicic on the attack in 4th. Dick Johnson in 5th. And the Pertec Falcon of Hidden Valley winner, Jason Bright, he's in 6th.
Russell Ingall has come up from 11th position. He's well placed also. He's got through on about 3 or 4 cars.
Jeff Gretsch's on his 3rd podium.
He's run out of fingernails already, I think. We'll to see that between
I bet he's on the radio now saying, right, that's enough for you two.
Yeah, take it easy. Just take it easy, you two. Let's have a look at the replay of the start from inside Russell Ingall's car.
Oh, look at that.
Very slow start from the Wins Commodore, so Ingall goes across the white line, hammers up the inside, and look at Dick Johnson.
DJ,
17.
Brilliant start from DJ.
He really did hook up.
Oh, look, no room there, is there?
Gone blasting up the side of Glenn Seaton, and there's Radicic, you can see just to the left. So, and Russell Ingall, a tremendous start, went right through on the inside of Greg Murphy. So they complete another lap. It is still Craig Lowndes who leads the way. Scaife in 2nd, Tander 3rd, the 2 Shell Helix cars, Paul Radicic, Dick Johnson. Then we go back to Jason Bright in the Pertec Ford, Russell Ingall, Glenn Seaton, Larry Perkins, Cameron McConville, and Jason Barguana, who has stormed up from 17th to 11th.
Scaife, he didn't exactly lay over with his feet in the air and give it out, did he?
It's going to be interesting to watch the pace of Lowndes, though, because he just did a 1:12.73. He's the only man in the 12-second bracket that last time around. Scaife back to 2nd at 1:13.9, but he got tangled up with Tander a little bit there. That would have slowed him down. Paul Radicic in 4th position. Johnson up to 5th. Great run from DJ in his last race in front of this Sandown crowd.
Here comes Jason Bright as we have a look at the points after race 2. Scaife on 100, Lowndes on 92, Radicic 86, and then we've got 3 tied there. Bright,
oh, look at Russell.
Big clock up.
No, there's late braking and there's panic braking.
He had everything lit up there. A major barbecue happening under the Silver Commodore. But I think he might have tagged the back of the Pertec Ford, but not enough to turn him around.
This will be interesting here. Dick Johnson's coming under siege from Jason Bryant, and then we saw exactly how serious Russell Ingall is about getting past the Pertec Ford as they complete another lap. Early days yet, and this has probably been the best race we've seen of the day so far.
I spoke to Paul Radisich after Heat 2, and he was saying that, yeah, the car's got plenty of horsepower, but the Mobile Holden Racing Team cars just put it down a little better than us. That's where they're having the problems. The wheel spin coming out of turn 4 into that long back straight, it's absolutely critical, and that's why he wasn't able to bridge the gap, even though he was actually doing, on several occasions, faster lap times than the leading Mobile Commodores.
Let's go with Dick Johnson. Here is the in-car shot. Michelle Helix Racing.
He's got Jason right up his bottle, so he's going to be looking in the mirror pretty conscientiously to make sure Jason looks like he's in a real hurry to get past him.
Well, the fans may be saying goodbye to Dick Johnson, the 54-year-old Ford hero, but he's really turning it on at Sandown in his final drive, right up behind his younger teammate Paul Radisich. DJ's really pumped up for this one.
Four victories, 4 career victories here, not including, of course, the 500-kilometre races here for Dick. And, well, it is a special place. He's done a great deal of racing here at Sandown. So he says goodbye. He's been enjoying his farewell tour. And Russell Ingall is enjoying the battle with Jason Bryant at the moment, looking to make one position better and get up into 6th. Lowndes, Scaife, Tander, Radisich, Johnson, Bryant, Ingall, Seaton, Perkins and McConville into the top 10 now.
Russell in a hurry.
I'll tell you what, Craig Lowndes is in a hurry too. A 1:11.81 that time around. Scaife was only a tenth slower, but Lowndes has put 1.7 seconds on Scaife that previous lap. So you give this guy clean air, he just rocks away.
We ride with Russell Ingall at the moment. His mission is to get by on Jason Bryant. Now keep in mind, Ingall has come from 11th into 7th, so we saw where he got those 4 quick places on the start.
Jason's car's pretty nippy down the straight.
Yeah, no shortage of grunt from the Pertec Falcon. Campbell Little, the boys up there in Queensland working very, very hard on engine development.
Oh, that's a pain in the backside, the sun there in the west.
John Bowe, meanwhile, is up to 19th position. Don't forget he started off the back of the grid. He was very, very quick in the opening heat. He finished 3rd behind the 2 Mobile Holdens. Had a fan belt in heat 2. Had to come in retire. That started him off the back of the grid, but he's really launching his way through the field. 19th after starting right back in 32nd.
Well, pleasing to see the 2 Shell Helix Fords up there. It's been a very slow start to the year for them, and they've had to go through a big development process with not only the new tyres but 2 new cars and 1 new driver in Paul Radisich. There's Cam McConville in the Warwick Fabrics Commodore, which is of course the John Faulkner VS. Cameron's racing for this round and the next 2. He will go to Queensland Raceway at Willowbank, and he'll also do the Calder Park round here in Victoria. He's being chased by Jason Bargwanna in the Gary Rogers Valvoline Cummins VT Commodore. Bargwanna, who showed early signs of a very promising result in race 2, had a tangle with Jason Bryant and the front left deflated. He had to come in and change that, and that's what set him back to the back of the pack, and he worked his way into 17th at the end of race 2.
I love the zip down the middle of
yeah, I was going to say
that's
that.
great looking.
Looks like his zip's coming undone though. It's almost down to the grill now.
Yes.
So a bit of a VAR Formula 1 idea there. Split personality. Look at the damage on the front of Greg Murphy's car.
Boy, that's
now I wonder if that car's going to overheat. It looks very similar to the damage that Russell Ingall copped at Hidden Valley, and at the end of that race he destroyed the engine. So let's hope that things hang together for the wins team. There's Cameron McLean, the sensation of V8 privateers in 1999, the ex-Dick Johnson Racing Falcon.
Still not short of horsepower, that thing, is it? Really?
No, it's just using an ex-Dick Johnson Racing engine, and no shortage of squirt. We saw that yesterday. Talking with Privateers Cup.
Talking with Peter Turk from Shell Helix Racing, he said it would have been interesting. He said, I would have loved, just as a project, to get hot to keep this car and get it on Bridgestones and have it on Bridgestones last year to see what we could have done with it, because they're very pleased to see what Cameron and the Greenfield Mowers team have done as Longhurst makes a move now, pulls out of the draft as they enter the back straight. Larkham's not too far behind. Crompton, Forbes and Bowe is now up into 17th from the rear of grid. Wow. There you go, you can just see him in the background there.
Look at the speed of Cameron McLean's car. He's certainly hauling the mail in a straight line. Tony Longhurst tucked right up behind him and couldn't find a way past. That's just raw horsepower, and the car putting the power down very well out of that corner. So Longhurst has got his job cut out here, because Cameron McLean He's proven himself a very, very good driver.
3 Queenslanders in a row there. McLean from Brisbane and 2 Gold Coasters in Longhurst as he comes right up on McLean now, and Larkin, who's tucked in behind him in the minor 10, 14, 15. That's exactly where he finished race 2 and where he remains in this third and final race at lap 8 of 16 as we go on board with Larkin now.
Well, he's just sitting in behind this battle we were just watching between Cameron McLean and Tony Longhurst. They're fighting over 13th position. So Mark Larkin's really had an up and down season. Some tracks he's absolutely red hot. The next track he's right back in the order. So he's just struggling to find some consistency in the minor 10 Ford in 1999. Here's his feet.
Look at that.
We get a lot of phone calls and letters about that great shot.
It is a really great shot. You know, for people, even people that know about motorsport, it's interesting. But I think for people that don't know anything, to see the way you brake and change down, you know, you toe on the brake and your hand on the throttle just to rev the engine so it doesn't lock it up coming into corners, mate. It's a really good shot.
Don't forget too that Mark was a little unlucky earlier this morning because he was in 10th and he just got hit from pillar to post.
Yeah.
He got hit about 5 times in race 1, so it's not all his fault.
Interesting thing you might notice too, if you look at your rev counter on the right-hand side of the screen and Mark's on the straight, he's only revving it to 71, 7,200 RPM. Although these engines are rev limited at 7,500, that last 200 or 300 revs is when the soft ignition cutout starts to come in, so the power tends to fall off just as you're coming toward the rev limiter. So you'll see these guys quite often shifting up to 7,200, 7,300 because there's really no point in revving the engine further than that.
Back up the front, things haven't changed. Dingle hasn't been able to make any ground on Bright, and Seaton is still in there. Here we go. Scaife remains in second, some 2 seconds behind teammate Craig Lowndes. There he is, the current series leader. Will he make it? 3 championships from 3 championships started. He's got 2 from 2 at the moment. An unbelievable winning percentage for this 24-year-old Victorian. There's your Shell Helix race score. Tander holding strong in third. It's been a great effort by Garth today. Radicic, Johnson, Wright, Ingle and Seaton. We look further back. McConnell's still hanging on to that 10th position. We'll return with more on your Home of Motorsport, Network 10.